For years, fame worked in his favor. Clubs protected him, fans defended him, and success made everything else quieter. But in 2024, that protection disappeared. Not because of a bad season, not because of age, but because, for the first time, fame stopped working. Dani Alves grew up in Juazeiro, a small city in Brazil where football wasn't entertainment. It was opportunity. From a young age, he stood out. Not because he was the biggest or the strongest, but because he never stopped running. That energy carried him to Europe, where Sevilla became the first major chapter of his career. There, Alves wasn't just a defender. He was relentless, aggressive, constantly involved. It didn't take long before Europe noticed. In 2008, he joined FC Barcelona, and everything changed. At Barcelona, Dani Alves became part of one of the most dominant teams football had ever seen. Trophies came quickly. League titles, Champions League nights, global recognition. He wasn't just winning, he was everywhere. A key piece in a system built on control, confidence, and success. With Barcelona and Brazil, Alves collected medals, applause, and status. By his early 30s, he wasn't just a footballer anymore. He was an institution, experienced, decorated, protected by reputation. In football, success creates a shield, and Dani Alves had one of the strongest. As the years passed, Alves moved between clubs: Juventus, Paris Saint-Germain, São Paulo. Even when his pace slowed, his name still carried weight. In 2021, he returned to Barcelona, not as a young star, but as a leader, someone whose experience mattered more than his speed. It felt like a full circle, a veteran ending his career where it became legendary. But careers don't always end the way they're supposed to. In late 2022, everything stopped. Dani Alves was arrested in Spain following serious allegations. Barcelona terminated his contract. Sponsors distanced themselves. In 2024, a Spanish court convicted him and sentenced him to prison. No press conference could undo it. No legacy could soften it. This time, reputation didn't slow the consequences. For the first time in his career, football had no answer. The football world moved on quickly. Clubs didn't debate tactics or roles. There were no comeback rumors. The conversation shifted from football to silence. A career that once filled stadiums ended away from the pitch, without farewell matches, without tributes, without applause. For fans, it was confusing. For the sport, uncomfortable. Because when a career ends this way, there is no celebration, only distance. Fame is powerful. It amplifies success. It delays consequences. But it is not permanent. When it disappears, what remains is often unfamiliar. For elite athletes, identity is deeply tied to performance, routine, and recognition. When all of that stops at once, the collapse isn't just professional, it's personal. This wasn't just the end of Dani Alves' football career. It was the sudden removal of a life structure built over decades. Stories like this aren't unique to football. They happen in music, in film, in politics. But football makes them visible because the rise is public and the fall is impossible to ignore. Fame can protect you until it doesn't. And when that moment arrives, the fall is absolute.